Okay, welcome everybody. Come on in and have a seat. I would like to welcome you guys here today on behalf of Mesa Community College. I teach economics here, and I also work with the honors program, and have been working with the Arizona Council on Economic Education for many years. For the last 2 years, this event has been virtual, so we're excited to have it back on campus, face-to-face, and to use our buzzers that have been boxed up for, 2 years. So I also want to give a plug to any students from Maricopa County, in case you didn't know this. If you graduate high school with an unweighted GPA of 3.25 or higher, you have free tuition, a free tuition scholarship at the community college, at the Maricopa Community Colleges. So check out the honors program. If you're not from Maricopa County, go check out your community college, but I love to let everybody know that because a lot of parents and students don't know. So great opportunity. So we're going to start. We have a special guest. Mesa Mayor John Giles is here to welcome you all today. So I'll go ahead and turn it over to our mayor.
There we go. Hi, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited I didn't just fall now. That would have been an embarrassing way to start this, wouldn't it? I am excited to hear about the scholarship opportunities here at Mesa Community College. That's something that I hope everyone, I know we've got a broad range of students here from sixth graders on up, but it's never too early to be making plans for where you want to go after your high school graduation. And community college is a great start, no matter where you want to, what direction you want to take your education. So I hope you're already starting to think about some of those options. And I'm here to welcome you, not just to Mesa Community College, but to Mesa as well, and to congratulate you for being participants in the Mayor's Challenge. I know that we've got folks here from really throughout Arizona. I was pleased to be invited today, and I'm here on behalf of all of the mayors from each of your communities to again, welcome you and to support you and congratulate you for your success so far. I know this is a record turnout in the history of the Mayor's Challenge for economic education, so it's fun to see folks coming back after the pandemic was at its worst to come together to interact with each other again. I can relate, I think, to a lot of the folks that are in this crowd. I am the father of a high school senior, and I also work very closely with our Mayor's Youth Committee, and so I can appreciate how busy you are, and I know how hard it is, to do things above and beyond your regular homework and class schedule. So thank you, and I'm sure you're going to find this very rewarding, and the experience and the education you get from this, I think, is going to be well worth your time and energy. Economic and financial literacy, I think you guys have learned, is important no matter what you grow up to be. You're putting into practice extremely valuable skills that will continue to serve you as a parent, as an employee, as a business owner, or possibly even as the mayor. So I think, again, you're starting out ahead of the game. I was reflecting on this as I walked in today because yesterday I had the opportunity to talk to a doctor. We were at a ribbon cutting for a large medical facility that was opening. And after talking with him for a few minutes, I made the comment to him that maybe even as important or more important than his medical training was his ability to be a good businessman. Because the decisions that he was making, he could be the best doctor in the world, but if he doesn't know how, the economic realities of what's necessary to be successful in medical practice, no one's going to know that, and he's not going to be able to provide the services that he wants to. I know the same was true in my life. I spent most of my adult life practicing as an attorney, and on a day-to-day basis, I would use the practical skills that you're learning today far more than anything that I learned in law school. And that certainly is true as mayor as well. These are the real-world issues that we grapple with and the real-world problems that the adult world is called upon to resolve. So you're smart for getting an early start on some of these very practical skills. I do want to acknowledge and thank the Arizona Council on Economic Education and, of course, our host, Mesa Community College. I also want to thank your teachers and administrators for their hard work to get you here and give you this great opportunity. Congratulations again for being here. I know that this is the final competition, and you're here out of hundreds of students who've participated in the first round. I and your parents and your teachers are justifiably proud of you and your success to get to this point. I hope you'll continue to be involved in this program. I'd love to see you again next year. And having said that, again, I'll wish you the best of luck and congratulate you for being here and for, I assure you that this is something that you're going to find as very practical and something that's going to be very rewarding throughout your adult life as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Giles. Thank you very much. Okay, so now for my favorite part of today, we'll go back there. My favorite part of today are the quiz bowls, and that's what we're going to start with right now because we need quiz bowls before we have an awards ceremony. So I would like to announce the teams that are going to be competing in our first quiz bowl, which is the middle school quiz bowl. We call it the Milton Friedman division of the Economics Challenge. And so first, we're going to have Mountain Sky Middle School. Come on up. Let me make sure I get you on the right table here. We are going to put you guys, let's see. There we go. So Mountain Sky Middle School, you guys are going to sit at that table, okay? Those 4 chairs right there. And then we also have Acorn Montessori School. You guys are going to have this table right here. Here they come. And some important instructions about the microphones in front of you. So we are recording this so that your parents can watch it later if they can't be here today. And that means the only thing they're going to hear is if we talk into this microphone or one of the ones at your table. So when it's your turn to answer a question, you're going to make sure you talk into the microphone. Let me make sure this one's on. Yeah. Okay. And we're going to do a buzzer check and a mic check for each of you. So you each get a chance to test out your buzzer, as well as then you're going to introduce yourself by telling us your name in the microphone, okay? So we're going to start all the way down at the end with Mountain Sky Middle School. So pass the microphone down there and click your buzzer. Okay, notice his turns green and everybody else turns red, so that's how we know he buzzed in first. Go ahead and tell us your name.
I am Owen Reeves from Mountain Sky Middle School.
All right, go ahead and pass the microphone and test your buzzer. Oh, let's reset one more time. Now you go. Okay, tell us your name.
My name is London,
A little bit louder into the microphone.
My name is London Jones, and I represent Mountain Sky.
Mountain Sky, London Jones. Okay, next one. All right, what's your name?
I am Trey Gable from Mountain Sky Middle School.
Welcome, Trey.
I'm Jonan Avila of Mountain Sky Middle School.
All right, there's Mountain Sky Middle School. All right, you guys keep that kind of in the middle. If somebody from your team is the one to buzz in first and answer the question, just make sure that we move past the microphone to them. All right, now let's meet Acorn Montessori. Go ahead and test your buzzer at the end.
I am Gabrielle Cushman of Acorn Montessori.
All right, and next.
I'm Gavin Cox of Acorn Montessori.
Okay.
My name is Emily Manning of Acorn Montessori.
All right, we have all of our contestants ready to go. Now, in the front here, we have our judges who will be letting us know if we need to, them to weigh in on an answer. But I'm going to explain the rules for you guys before we get started. So we'll come back over here. And this is for everybody in the audience as well. You guys can either, follow along or just listen carefully. Any team member, so any of you, can buzz in at any time when a question is read. The individual that buzzes in serves as the spokesperson for that question, and they are the only person from whom a response can be given. Okay, so if you buzz in, your light turns green, you have to be the one to answer the question. 1 point is awarded for each question answered correctly by a team. If a team member buzzes in before the entire question is read, he or she will have 5 seconds to answer based solely on the information that they heard up to that point. So I'll just stop reading the question, and then you'll have to answer. In this case, conferring with teammates is not allowed. If a team member buzzes in after the entire question has been read, the team has 15 seconds to confer and have a response given by the spokesperson, the one that buzzed in. Okay? So if you wait and you hear the whole question, and then whoever is the first buzzer, you do have 15 seconds to confer with your team. The person with the green buzzer is the one who reads or tells us the answer. Okay? If an incorrect response is given, the opposing team has the opportunity to hear the entire question, and then they have 15 seconds to respond. Okay? Do we have any questions before we start? Are you guys ready? I know you guys have been waiting for this all day, and I also saw you having a little bit of fun around campus, playing some games and eating some yummy food. So let's get started with the Milton Friedman Middle School Division of the Economics Challenge Quiz Bowl. Question number 1. Oh, let me get over to our score sheet because everybody wants to watch, right, a live score. All right, here's the score sheet. And question number 1. If the price of tennis rackets increases and the market demand for tennis balls goes down, what type of relationship do these two goods have? All right, you guys have 15 seconds to confer, and then you can answer.
All right, we have our answer.
Okay, go ahead.
Complimentary goods.
You are correct. So we have 1 point for Mountain Sky, complimentary goods. Okay, resetting the buzzer. Number 2. If the supply of lumber available to home builders decreases, what happens to the price of houses? Acorn Montessori?
The price would go up because there's less houses to sell.
You are correct. And oh yes, and we have to use the microphone. So everybody watching live, she said the price of houses would go up. All right, number 3. What do economists call the next best alternative given up when making a choice? Mountain Sky?
We have our answer.
You have 15 seconds, or you can answer if you're ready.
Opportunity cost.
That is correct. Okay, we are on to question number 4, reset. There we go. What is the term for the act of trading goods and services without using money? And that would be Acorn.
Bartering?
That is correct. This is going to be a close competition. Question number 5. What is the term given to a government-imposed limit on the quantity of goods that can be imported into a country? All right, Mountain Sky? You do have 15 seconds to confer.
All right, a tariff.
That is incorrect. So I'm going to read the question one more time, and then you guys have 15 seconds to confer. What is the term given to a government-imposed limit on the quantity of goods that can be imported into a country?
Do we have to use the exact term?
Just give it your best shot. And your 15 seconds is up. So what do you guys want to answer? Go ahead in the microphone. You don't have to buzz, just answer.
Import limit?
An import limit. I'm going to the judges. They're going to say no, so no score for that question for either team. The answer we were looking for was a quota. So you were very close. Okay, question number 6. What is the general rise in prices over a period of time called? Okay, Mountain Sky.
Inflation.
That is correct. Question number 7. What happens to the unemployment when the economy is in a recession? And let me see, who has green? That's Mountain Sky.
Decreases.
That is incorrect. I'm going to read the question one more time. What happens to unemployment when the economy is in a recession?
It increases.
That is correct. So that point goes to Acorn Montessori. Okay, resetting the buzzers. Remember, after you buzz, let me see with your, unhide your buzzer so I can see the color if it's red or green. Question number 8. What type of savings plan allows withdrawals for education expenses without having to pay any type of tax or penalty? Okay, Acorn Montessori.
A 529.
That is correct. Okay, it's still tied, 3-3. Question number 9. What term is used to describe the condition in which a resource is both limited and desirable? That would be, is that Mountain Sky? Yes, Mountain Sky.
Scarcity.
That is correct. Do we have tiebreaker questions? Just kidding. We do. Number 10, a market structure in which there is only one, I'm resetting. A market structure in which there is only one supplier of the good or service is known as what? That is Mountain Sky.
A monopoly.
That is correct. Point for Mountain Sky. Question number 11. What is the term to describe the sensitivity of demand to changes in price? Okay, this is Acorn. Okay, time.
Equilibrium, like,
A little bit louder in the microphone.
definitely wrong. The, equilibrium.
Equilibrium.
Yeah.
Judges, that is incorrect. I'm going to read it one more time, and then Mountain Sky will get a chance to answer. What is the term used to describe the sensitivity of demand to changes in price? All right, time. Do you have an answer? No, not even a guess?
No.
Okay, I'm not going to lie. This question was like, I saw this question on my high school or on my college students' exam, so I was really going to be surprised if middle school knew it. But the answer was elasticity. You'll learn more about that later when you get to high school. Okay, number 12. Goods produced domestically and, oh, thank you very much. Goods produced domestically and sold to other countries are known as what? And is that Mountain Sky down there? Let me see. Yes.
Export.
That is correct. Point for Mountain Sky. Okay, we're going on to question 13. In which type of In which type of economic system are the questions of what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce made by consumers and producers? Judges, can I reread the question? They're going to let me reread the question for you guys. All right. In which type of economic system are the questions of what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce made by consumers and producers? All right, that's Mountain Sky.
Capitalism.
Judges, they will take that answer. Point. Okay, that brings us to question 14, right? Yes, question 14. And with this, let's see, if 14 and 15, even if they're answered correctly by Acorn, that would give them 6 points, which means that was the last question of the Quiz Bowl, and our winners are Mountain Sky Middle School. So congratulations. All right. Go ahead and leave the buzzers at your table, and you can exit the stage that way towards Kathy. Oh, actually, we want to have you exit this way. We're going to get you to stand over here for a photo. Thank you. Yes, got it. Okay, and I have to say, some of these students are leaving before the awards ceremony. So how about a big round of applause for our middle school Quiz Bowl first and second place. Good job, you guys. Thank you. All right, while they're having their photo op, we're going to get ready for the next competition, which is going to be teams competing in the David Ricardo. This is the high school division Econ Challenge, and we need Team Basis Mesa 3 from Basis Mesa and Team Cracked from Hamilton High School. Come on up. Hamilton, you're going to be at the far table. Basis Mesa, you'll be at this close table. Actually, vice versa. Hamilton here, Basis Mesa there. Thank you to our scorer, Michaela, who was just briefed, and she is an expert already. She doesn't know she has to come back every year now just to do our scoring. Look at your teacher acting just like a dad, you know, embarrassing you, getting your photograph. All right, well, welcome. Oh, we already have buzzers, people testing. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to give each of you a chance to feel, you know, what the buzzer is like, and then we'd like you to introduce yourself, tell us your name, and let's start down at that end with Basis Mesa. Pass the microphone all the way down. Remember, all the questions you're going to answer into the microphone. All right, go ahead and test your buzzer and tell us your name.
I'm Ava Campbell from Basis Mesa.
Welcome.
I'm Lee Cariello from Basis Mesa.
I'm Daniel Yang from Basis Mesa.
I'm Elias Chang from Basis Mesa.
All right, and from Hamilton High School.
I'm Rachel Can from Hamilton High School.
I'm Chloe Zian from Hamilton High School.
All right.
I'm Andy Ma from Hamilton High School.
Love it.
I'm Kenny Wang from Hamilton High School.
And Kenny, all right. Get those microphones ready to pass. The buzzers are reset. We're going to go over those rules one more time just for you guys. I don't know if you were here before, but here are the rules of the Quiz Bowl. Any team member may buzz in at any time while a question is read. The individual that buzzes in serves as the spokesperson for that question and is the only person from whom a response can be given. 1 point is awarded for each question answered correctly by a team. If a team member buzzes in before the entire question is read, he or she will have 5 seconds to answer based solely on the information heard up to that point. In this case, conferring with your teammates is not allowed. If a team member buzzes in after the entire question is read, the team has 15 seconds to confer and have a response given by their spokesperson at the end of that 15 seconds. If an incorrect response is given, the opposing team has the opportunity to hear the entire question and then has 15 seconds to respond. Any questions? You guys ready? I saw some of you guys sitting at tables out there like listening to old quiz bowls and answering, so I know you guys are ready. Get those hands by your buzzers. Okay, I got the double black diamond questions here ready for David Ricardo division of the Econ Challenge. Question number 1. If a decrease in consumer income results in an increase in demand for a
Inferior good?
that is an inferior good. All right. That's a point for it. Oh, I'm sorry. You guys want the scoreboard back up, don't you? Let's get that over here. There we go. Scoreboard. Okay, question number 2. What is the total loss of surplus in a market? And that would be Hamilton.
Deadweight loss.
A little bit into the microphone really loud.
Deadweight loss.
That is correct. Resetting. Question number 3. I know you guys want to know the rest of these questions. Go pull out, dust off your old econ textbook. Number 3. Arizona's population has grown by more than 10% in the last 5 years. What impact does this rapid growth have on the price of housing in Arizona? And that would be Basis Mesa.
Price increases.
Judges? That is correct. All right. Question number 4, resetting. If the government wishes to incentivize producers to increase the
Subsidy?
Judges? That is correct. That's good. I didn't even have to fix my mistake. All right, resetting. Boy, I feel like you guys have had practice on the buzzers. Last year online, we had to use buzz in like live, or it was like a website. So, okay, here we go. Number 5. Recently, gas prices have risen dramatically. If the government chooses to impose a policy that placed a legal maximum price that could be charged per gallon, what would this policy be called? And that looks like Basis Mesa.
A price ceiling?
That is correct. Question number 6. If the U.S. government were to raise the general level of tariffs in the country, what impact would this have on imports? Hamilton. You have 15 seconds to confirm.
Decrease.
The judges say that is correct. Point for Hamilton. Question number 7. What is a 529 plan? Hamilton.
It's a college state. We can discuss.
You can discuss.
College savings plan. You're allowed to withdraw money.
Put it, turn microphone really close.
You're allowed to withdraw money for education without taxes. It's a college savings plan.
Judges, that is correct. Hamilton. Question number 8. All else equal, firms wish to sell products at high prices while households wish to buy products at low prices. In a market economy, how is this conflict of interest resolved? Hamilton.
Resolved through prices.
Judges. I'm going to send this one to judges. Okay, I'm going to reread the question, and then Basis Mesa will have a chance to answer. All else equal, firms wish to sell their products at high prices while households wish to buy products at low prices. In a market economy, how is this conflict of interest resolved? Okay, that's time. Do we have an answer?
Minimum wage?
Into the microphone.
Minimum wage?
That is incorrect. All right, we were looking for competition, so no score for question 8, and we're going to move on to question 9. Resetting the buzzers. What is the term Basis Mesa? Give us your best guess. Into the microphone.
A monopoly?
Monopoly. That is incorrect. I'm going to read the entire question, but good try. All right? And then Hamilton will have a chance to answer. What is the term economists give to a decline in overall economic activity for a significant period of time?
Recession.
That is correct. Okay. Are we tie score, and we're moving on to question 10. If the government wishes to reduce an existing budget deficit, what action could it take? Hamilton.
They could increase taxes or reduce spending.
That is correct. Question 11. What impact would an increase in the price of fertilizer have on the market for corn? Hamilton.
Supply would shift left, so prices would go up.
That is correct. All right, resetting the buzzers for question number 12. Suppose the price of a product increased by 10%. For the demand for this product to be price inelastic, Hamilton.
Decrease by less than 10%.
That is correct. All right, and question number, it's okay, 13. Let's see, we have a 3-point difference. Yes, if these next 3-point questions are answered by Basis Mesa, we will move into tiebreaker rounds. So here we go, Basis Mesa, you need this question. Anne values a burrito at $9 and paid $7.50. Into the microphone.
$1.50.
That is incorrect. I'm going to finish the question. Anne values a burrito at $9 and paid $7.50 for it. What term describes the $1.50 difference between what she paid and how much she values the burrito?
Consumer surplus. Consumer surplus.
They said consumer surplus. That is the correct for the win. That's Hamilton High School. Okay. We had 15 questions. I know some of you are looking at my score sheet thinking we have 20, but there are 15 questions. This way, guys, we're going to take your photos. Come this way. Congratulations to both of our top 2 Quiz Bowl, teams for David Ricardo. All right, if that was double black diamond, this is triple black diamond. We're now going to the Adam Smith division, which is the honors level competition for high school. So can we please have come to the stage? University High will be in this table right here, and Basis Mesa. And this is Basis Mesa Team 1. That was Basis Mesa Team 3, right? You guys are from University? University? Yeah, right here. Can you get a water bottle? I'll just give you this one. Okay. Okay.
Where's our picture? Thorsten, where's our picture?
Were all of our teams here in the room where you got for the last time we read the rules? Are we okay? Okay, we're going to go without the rules. And no hard feelings or anything, University High, but I do have to say when I had my own high school team compete probably 20 years ago in the Econ Challenge, we lost to University High, but no hard feelings, okay? Just kidding. All right, here we go. Oh, we're going to do introductions and buzzer testing. So down there at the end for Basis Mesa.
Mine's already buzzed.
Okay, let's try again. There we go. Wait. No, stop touching your buzzers. Okay, one more try.
Oh.
Benedict Thomas.
All right, Benedict Thomas. Next.
Almost. I'm waiting.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Or Benedict.
My
name is Mateo Hewish. I'm a sophomore at Basis Mesa.
All right. I like that. Yeah, let's hear your grades.
My name is Vinesh Katari. I'm a freshman at Basis Mesa.
Freshman.
My name is Frank Liu. I'm a sophomore at Basis Mesa.
All right, and let's come over here to University High. Now, I have to really quick ask, did I meet you guys, some of you, 3 of you, online in the competition last year? And you kept your same team name, Rockhopper Penguins, for good luck, right?
Yeah.
Well, welcome back, and let's meet your team.
It's cursed. Stefan Staley Eichner.
And what grade are you in?
I'm a senior.
All right.
I'm Iru Ma. I'm also a senior.
I'm Sai Konkimala, and I'm a junior.
I'm Nathan Kuo, and I'm a senior.
Okay. And so the seniors, were you guys the ones that were here last year?
No, it's us.
Oh, you 3 at that end. Okay, so they're back for a second try. Here we go. Question number 1. What type of stabilization policy is the government using if a tax decrease is that would be University High.
Progressive tax.
That is incorrect. I'm going to read the question in its entirety, and Basis Mesa will have a chance to answer. What type of stabilization policy is the government using if a tax decrease is implemented in an attempt to increase consumer spending?
Expansionary fiscal policy.
That is correct. Resetting the buzzers, and question number 2. What is the interest rate on loans made to banks? And that is University High.
The discount rate, which is equal to 0.5%.
The discount rate is what we were looking for. You are correct. All right, question number 3. Suppose 2 things happen in the market for gasoline. First, the U.S. restricts imports of gasoline from a major supplier due to war. And second, it now has summer consumers. Go ahead, this would be Mesa.
Price increases, quantity is indeterminate.
That is correct. All right, question number 4. Currently, inflation is at a 40-year high of 8%. If a borrower is paying back a loan at a fixed University?
The borrower will benefit from the inflation and the lender will lose.
That is incorrect. I'm going to read the question in its entirety, and Basis Mesa will have a chance to confer an answer. Currently, inflation is at a 40-year high of 8%. If a borrower is paying back a loan at a fixed interest rate of 12%, what is the real interest rate of the loan?
4%.
That is correct. Question number 5. I can. Name 3 types of education programs 529 plans can be used for.
Tuition for private high schools, tuition for universities, and payment for trade and vocational schools.
I'm going to pass it to the judges. They're going to say no.
Bro.
So, Basis Mesa, you have a chance.
Could you repeat the question?
Name 3, I can because he buzzed right during my last word. Number 5, name 3 types of education programs 529 plans can be used for. It's Basis Mesa is just going to answer. They have 15 seconds to confer.
Private universities, public universities, and vocational training.
That is correct. You said, I think, a private high school, and I think that was, you got 2 of the 3 correct. All right, question number 6, resetting the buzzers. Is our score correct? Well, I think Oh, you think it can be?
Can you Google it?
Okay. So is our score so far correct? If with that last question going to Basis Mesa, correct? Okay. We're going to move on to question, where did I leave off? Okay, question number 6. When a market transaction has higher social costs than marginal benefit, Basis Mesa.
Negative externality.
That is correct. Okay, question number 7. How many times does the FOMC typically, that is University High?
They meet 8 times per year.
That is correct. All right. Question number 8. Suppose there is a binding price ceiling in a market that is in equilibrium. What can you say about the relation? University High?
Quantity demanded will be higher than quantity supplied, causing a shortage.
That is correct. All right. Question number 9. If $1,000 is invested at 6% compounded annually, approximately, go ahead, Basis Mesa.
That would be 12 years.
That is correct. How long would it take to double? And the answer is 12 years. And then we'll let them decide the score. Okay. Let's see. We're going to question number 10. Oh, thank you. What happens to the demand for the money and real interest rates when household incomes increase? And this is University High.
Real interest rates will decrease, and the quantity will increase.
Question number 10. He said real interest rates will decrease, quantity will increase.
Correct.
That is incorrect. Okay, I'm going to read the question, and then Basis Mesa can answer. What happens to the demand for money and real interest rates when household incomes increase?
Demand for money shifts right or up, and real interest rates increase.
That is correct. Question number 11. Okay, are we good for question 11? Okay. If demand is perfectly price elastic and supply is...
Suppliers.
Suppliers? That is incorrect. All right, I'm going to read the entire question, and University High has a chance to answer. If the demand is perfectly elastic and supply is perfectly inelastic in an industry, who would bear the tax burden of a per unit tax imposed?
Wait, they said demand is elastic.
Yeah, demand or supply.
It's just demand or something. Yeah. Right? Yes, it's supply.
Okay, should I just say it? Demanders.
Demanders. That is incorrect.
Is suppliers incorrect then?
Producers. Oh.
Suppliers is producers.
And they said, what was, do you remember what their answer was?
That's the same thing.
They said supplier, and the answer was producer. Those should be equivalent.
Okay. So, yeah, I don't know how we missed that one. Okay, so this would be, that would go to Basis Mesa. All right, so that means with how many questions? We're on question 12. Let me see how many questions we have. And we go to 15. Okay. Okay. So we're going to rescore. Question number 5 is going to go to University High. And we're going to take it away from Basis Mesa. So judges have a rescoring of question number 5. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, that means the game must go on. Okay, so we are now at question, where did we leave off? 12, okay. Here we go, question number 12. Reset, buzzers. Name 2 variables that can cause shifts of the long run.
A change in the amount of natural resources available and a change in the amount of technology available. An increase in either of those variables causes a rightward or outward shift in the PPC/long run aggregate supply curve. A decrease in either of those variables causes a decrease or shift inward of the
You are
PPC
correct.
or long run aggregates.
And thank you. I don't even have to tell what the rest of the question was. All right, that's a point for University High. And we move on to question 13. All right, here we go. Buzzers. I'm so nervous for you guys. All right. What types of firms produce at a profit maximizing point? That would be University High.
Monopolies?
That is incorrect. I'm going to read the question and we will let Basis Mesa answer. What type of firms produce at a profit maximizing point at which the marginal cost, marginal revenue, and price are all equal? This is said to be what?
Perfect competition.
Our judges are going to take that answer. That is correct. It is also allocatively efficient. All right, question number 4, or 14, and let's see. With 2 questions left, University High cannot catch up, so that actually is the final question of our quiz bowl, and Basis Mesa wins the Adam Smith division. Come over this way for photos. Good job, Adam Smith competition. Take your water. You guys were all so intense. And for everybody watching online, if you didn't catch, we had to rescore question 5. The judges fact-checked, and that point was scored to Basis. Was it University High? University High. All right, we are now going to have, for our next quiz bowl, we're moving to personal finance. The middle school division of our personal finance competition, can we please invite to the stage Emerson Elementary and Basis Scottsdale. Emerson Elementary, you'll be at that table. Basis Scottsdale over here. Thank you, judges, for Econ Quiz Bowl. All right, we're going to do buzzer checks for you guys and practice with the microphones. Point them down a little bit. Some of those high school kids were awkwardly tall, right? So we're going to point them down, and we're going to start at the very end. You get to test your buzzer and tell us your name, starting with Emerson.
My name is Capone, and I go to Emerson.
And what grade are you in?
7th grade.
All right, 7th grade.
What?
I don't think I have the names right up here, do I? For Emerson? Do I have the wrong teacher names here? Or student names, or are those correct? Oh, and just Emmanuel's not here. But the rest of you see your names up there?
Yep.
But I spelled it wrong. I apologize. I own. Okay. We'll fix it. All right. I'm sure on the certificates they're correct.
Yes, my last name's spelled incorrectly.
Okay. Just that's all on me. I'm terrible typist and reader. All right, but we're close. All right. So we had Emerson. I'm sorry. What was your grade? 7th grade? Okay, and now we're at next one. I'm resetting the buzzer. Test your buzzer out.
My name is Mateo, and I'm representing Emerson. I'm in 7th grade.
All right. pass the microphone. Test your buzzer.
My name is Ivan. I am from Emerson, and I am in 7th grade.
Okay.
My name is Caden Stroh, and I'm an 8th grade student at Emerson Elementary.
All right, welcome Emerson. And let's now meet from Basis Scottsdale. And try your buzzer.
I'm Jason Kai from Basis Scottsdale in 8th grade.
All right.
I'm Kartikeya Kankanala from Basis Scottsdale. I'm in 8th grade.
8th grade.
I'm Aiden Kai. I go to Basis Scottsdale. I'm in the 8th grade.
Okay.
I'm Arush. I'm also in Basis Scottsdale. I'm in 8th grade.
Also in 8th grade, okay. This might be the first time we've had all male students up here, right? Across the, all right, here we go. Were you guys in the room when we read the rules before?
Yes. Half of it.
I'm gonna read the rules again, okay? Just for you guys. Let's go over here. Okay, here they are. Any team member can buzz in at any time while a question is read. The individual that buzzes in serves as the spokesperson for the question and is the only person from whom a response can be given. 1 point is awarded for each question answered correctly by a team. If a team member buzzes in before the entire question is read, he or she will have 5 seconds to answer based solely on the information that they heard up to that point. In this case, conferring with teammates is not allowed. And you saw a lot of that with the Adam Smith division, right? That's how it works. You buzz before I finish the question, give it your best guess. If a team member buzzes in after the entire question has been read, the team has 15 seconds to confer and then have a response given by the person who buzzed in, the spokesperson. If an incorrect response is given, the opposing team has the opportunity to hear the entire question and then has 15 seconds to respond. Are you guys feeling ready? Yeah. Okay. You know, they get harder as we go. So that last one, you know, you guys are even, this is going to be harder than that, okay? All right, middle school, personal finance. I'm just kidding. Personal finance competition. Question number 1. Oh, scoreboard. Let's get our scoreboard back up here. Uh-oh, I have to reset the buzzer already. All right, here we go. Resetting the buzzers. Ready? What is a detailed plan of income and expenditures for a certain period of time? And that would be Emerson.
A budget.
That is correct. Question number 2. The total amount of money earned before deductions or taxes are taken out of your paycheck is referred to, go ahead, Emerson.
Income tax.
That is incorrect. I'm going to read the question in its entirety, and then Basis Scottsdale will have a chance to answer. The total amount of money earned before deductions or taxes are taken out of your paycheck is referred to as what?
Total income?
Our judges are going to say no on that one. The word we were looking for is gross pay. Okay, but more on that in high school. All right, resetting the buzzers. We're going on to question 3. When purchasing an expensive item, such as a home or a car, what is the sum of money the buyer pays first before? Go ahead, no time to confer.
Down payment.
That is correct. That's Basis Scottsdale. Question 4. How many years does a bankruptcy state on a credit report? All right, let's hear it from Emerson Elementary. You have 15 seconds to confer.
14.
That is incorrect. Do you want me to read the question again, Basis Scottsdale?
Yes, please.
Okay, the question is, how many years does a bankruptcy stay on a credit report?
10 years.
Our judges are going to accept that. It's 7 to 10 years. Hopefully you'll never have to know that, right? All right, here we go. Number 5. When filling an insurance claim, what is the portion the insured must pay before the insurance company pays their portion? Basis Scottsdale.
Insurance premium.
That is incorrect. I'll read it one more time, and Emerson Elementary has a chance. When filing an insurance claim, what is the portion of that the insured must pay before the insurance company pays their portion?
A deductible.
That is correct. All right, next question, number 6. Which type of tax is being used if income tax owed rises as a taxpayer's income rises?
Progressive tax.
That is correct. Question number 7. Oh, this is a tight race. Which government program was established in Go ahead, Emerson.
Social Security.
Yes, that is correct. That's a future University High student down there. Are you coaching him? Just kidding. All right, and yes, that is the Social Security program. For the rest of you, in case you want to know, it was started in 1935. Question number 8. What term, typically expressed as a percentage rate, describes what borrowers pay for the privilege of borrowing money?
Interest rate.
That is correct. Question number 9. The promise of payment at a future time in return for goods and services now is referred to?
Credit.
That is correct. Number 10. What does APR stand for? That's Emerson Elementary. No time to confer.
Annual percentage rate.
That is correct. Number 11. How is one's net...
That was a total accident. Does it count?
I'm going to have to ask the judges. It's a buzzer. A buzzer is a buzzer. So take a guess.
Go for it.
Nope, no conferring. Just take a guess in the microphone. In the microphone, though. Give us your best guess.
What? I had no guess. No
Did you say no guess? You don't want to say equilibrium or something? Okay.
I know this. Bro, I don't know.
All right, that is incorrect. I'm going to read the question. Basis Scott still has a chance to answer. Hands off the buzzers. Hands, heads, hairs, everything. Ready? Here we go. How is one's net worth calculated? You guys have 15 seconds to confer.
Assets minus liabilities.
That is correct. All right. Question number... Okay. Question number 12. What is the name of the number assigned to a person to indicate their likeliness to repay a loan?
Your credit.
Judges?
Credit score.
Judges? They're going to let it slide. Credit score. Basis, Scottsdale. Question 13. Resetting. What is the payment or fee paid for insurance coverage referred to as? Emerson. You have 15 seconds to confer.
Premium.
That is correct. All right, are we on to question 14? Okay, Emerson, you have to get these next 2 questions correct, okay? And if you do, and these guys don't, then we go to a tiebreaker question, okay? But if you miss, it's game over. No pressure, okay?
That's a lot of pressure.
We have 15 questions. This is question 14. Expenses that change from one month to another based on the quantity consumed. In the microphone, please.
Variable expenses.
Judges, that is correct. All right, take a breath. Next question. Number 15. What is the term for the person who is named to receive the benefits from a life insurance? No time to confer.
Beneficiary, if that's how you
That
say
is
it.
correct. And for the first quiz bowl of the day, we move to a tiebreaker question. Okay, same rules apply for the tiebreaker. Get your hands away from the buzzers. Ready?
I just moved it.
Don't move it. Don't touch them. Ready? What do we call it when somebody illegally uses your name, social security?
Credit fraud.
That is incorrect. I'm going to read the question, and Basis Scottsdale has a chance to answer. What do we call it when somebody illegally uses your name, social security number, or other personal information for their gain?
Identity fraud.
Judges? That is correct.
Let's go.
And by 1 point, it's Basis Scottsdale, Emerson Elementary, so close. Oh, come over this way for pictures. Great job, all of you. Emerson, great job. Basis Scottsdale, great job. What an awesome group of 8th graders. You guys have some proud teachers, I can see. All right. For our final quiz bowl, we're going to move to the Personal Finance High School Division. For the Personal Finance Challenge. And this is going to be, for the first time since I've been participating, we have EVIT, the East Valley Institute of Technology, over here on the far table. Come on up. Where are they? Are they here? Oh, go tell EVIT. And we're looking for Hamilton High School. Come on up, Hamilton High School. We are a little ahead. Okay, well, we'll give them some time. Hamilton, you get a little extra buzzer practice. Okay. Hamilton, are you guys Hamilton? You're going to be over here. This is your first time here, guys? For your team, right? I know Hamilton was here last year. I have one. Oh, for the kids, I have one here. Thank you. Let me see. You want me to skip it? Yeah.
I probably would have answered all the middle school ones like minus like 2. But then the problem is the high school ones are going to be way harder. I mean, even the test was this. The test was easy for some reason, but this was compound interest. I know, right? And it was like, when are you gonna spend this on in retirement? Like, house price increase. I know. Some of the questions on the test like were just so they look sweet.
All right, is this EVIT? Welcome. All right, so for our Personal Finance High School challenge, we just finished the middle school division. On the right side of the stage, we have the East Valley Institute of Technology, EVIT, welcome. And over here we have Hamilton High School. We're going to do a little buzzer practice. And for the people that are watching on the video or later, you guys want your parents to watch the video so they can hear you. It's important that we talk in the microphone. So we're going to do a microphone check for each of you and a buzzer check as well. Okay? So let's pass the microphone to the end. So when it's your turn to answer the question, we'll just pass the microphone. Oh, perfect. We now have 4 EVIT students. All right, so pass it all the way to the end with EVIT. Tell us your name, what grade you're in, and then also practice buzzing your buzzer.
Hi, my name is Samira Cruz, and I'm a junior. So, yeah.
Okay. Now, oh, I see, this is my mistake. I have the wrong student names up on this one, don't I? Those are from the last slide. So some things should not be left to me. We'll just get these corrected later. But you guys are the Lone Stars, correct? Yeah, I must have got distracted. Okay, we have the Lone Stars. What's that? Yours were. Oh, okay, how about we do an undo? Well, we'll figure it out. Okay, next, pass the microphone this way and test your buzzer.
Hi, my name is Ruben Trejo, and I'm a junior.
All right, next one.
I'm Shelby Holm, and I'm a junior.
My name is Caden Schember, and I'm a junior.
All right, welcome juniors. And now next team.
I'm Vivian Burnett, and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Kevin, and I'm a sophomore.
Okay.
I'm Arhan, and I'm a junior.
I'm Arnav, and I'm a sophomore.
Okay, and let's point those microphones up a little bit. I know we had middle school students up here last time. There we go. Okay, I'm going to go to read the rules for you guys. All right. Any team member may buzz in at any time while a question is read. The individual that buzzes in serves as the spokesperson for the question and is the only person from whom a response can be given. 1 point is awarded for each question answered correctly by a team. If a team member buzzes in before the entire question is read, he or she will have 5 seconds to answer based solely on the information heard up to that point. In this case, conferring with teammates is not allowed. Okay? If the team member buzzes in after the entire question is read, the team has 15 seconds to confer and have responses given by its spokesperson. Okay? If an incorrect response is given, the opposing team has the opportunity to hear the entire question and then 15 seconds to respond. Any questions? Are you guys ready? Okay, this is our final quiz bowl of the day, and we're going to start with question number 1. Oh, let me get our scoreboard back up here. There we go. Question number 1. What is the term for the variable pay compensation salespeople earn for the products they sell?
Commission.
That is correct. Question number 2. The total amount of money earned after deductions or taxes are taken out of a paycheck. No time to confer. Go ahead and answer.
Disposable income.
That is incorrect. I'm going to read the question in its entirety, and then Yvette will have a chance to answer. You do not have to buzz in. The total amount of money earned after deductions or taxes are taken out of a paycheck is referred to as what? You have 15 seconds to confer.
Net pay.
That is correct. Question number 3. What financial product provides protection against potential future... No time to confer?
Insurance.
That is correct. Question number 4. What term describes the ease with which an asset can be converted into cash? Hamilton.
Liquidity.
That is correct. Resetting the buzzers. All right, question number 5. What is the name of one of the 3 major credit scoring... No time to confer?
Experian.
That is correct. One of the 3 major credit scoring companies. Question number 6. What type of insurance protects an individual's earning power in the case they become sick or injured? Yvette.
Disability.
That is correct. Okay. Don't touch your buzzers. Ready? Question number 7. Which type of tax takes a smaller share of income as the amount of income being taxed increases?
Regressive.
That is correct. Question number 8. Which government agency requires publicly owned companies to disclose truthful?
SEC.
That is correct. Securities and Exchange Commission. Remember, if you do hear the entire question, you do have 15 seconds to confer. Some of you don't need that. All right, here we go. Question number 9. What type of financing requires the borrower to pay no interest? All right, Hamilton High School, you do have 15 seconds to confer.
No load loan? No.
That is incorrect. I'll read the question, and then EVIT has a chance to answer. What type of financing requires the borrower to pay no interest?
Bonds?
That is incorrect. Sometimes the most obvious questions are the most difficult ones. We were looking for 0% financing. Question number 10. Question number 10.
Oh, can we reset the buzzer?
Yes, I can reset the buzzers. All right, we ready? What does the term pay yourself first mean? You have 15 seconds to confer.
It means putting money away towards loans before you start paying off luxury expenditures or wants.
Judges? That is incorrect. I'm going to read the question, and then Hamilton has a chance to answer. What does the term pay yourself first mean?
Spending on your necessities before savings and debt repayment?
That is also incorrect, but if you'd flipped it around, you would have been right. Allocate part of your income to savings before budgeting spending. All right, here we go. Question number 11. It's a tie game. If the original beneficiary child of a 529 education savings account doesn't need it anymore, no time to confer.
You could put it towards another child's education.
That is correct. Question number 12. Are we doing 12 or are we skipping 12, judges? We do have 2 tiebreaker questions. We could move one of those up. No. Oh, got it. Okay, we're going to do 12. If a farmer buys machinery with a fixed rate loan to be repaid over a 10-year period and inflation is 6%, is he hurt, helped, or unaffected by the inflation?
He's unaffected.
It was this team right here. I'm sorry, with the green buzzer. And you do have 15 seconds to confer.
He's helped.
Judges? That is correct. All right, we're going to go to question number 13. Which type of insurance protects a person from loss from when sued by another party? Hamilton.
Malpractice insurance?
I'm going to let the judges confer for a second. It's not wrong, and so they're going to give a point to Hamilton. We were looking for liability, in case you're watching this recording next year to practice. All right, question 14. Okay. What personal finance principle states that the money available at the present time is worth more than the same amount of money received in the future? Hamilton. Okay, time to answer.
Appreciative assets.
That is incorrect. I'm going to read the question, and Yvette will have a chance to answer. What personal finance principle states that the money available at the present time is worth more than the same amount received in the future?
Interest.
That is incorrect. This is something you'll learn about when you come to college, and we call that the time value of money. Tough question. That takes us to question number 15. Okay, Yvette, you need this question to win, okay? And if you get this question, we move to a tiebreaker round. If the yearly reset? Yeah. If the yearly interest earned on an investment is 6% and the current inflation is 5%, no time to confer.
1% increase.
Judges? They're going to give you that answer, which means Hamilton High School, you win. 1% was the real rate of interest. Good job, you guys. Oh, that was a nail biter. Come on over this way to take a picture. Good job, Yvette. Nice showing for your first time here. Come this way, Yvette. We're getting a picture. Photo op. Step in front of the, see the banner? And you guys have some proud teachers as well. Okay, congratulations to all of our Quiz Bowl participants today. Definitely one of the most fun parts of the challenge. And now we're going to move into the awards part, but we have a little bit of time to reset. We're going to move some tables, and in about 10 minutes, the awards ceremony will begin. So if you need to take a restroom break, there's restrooms right here. There's probably, there's a cafe over there if you're still looking for a drink or some food. Jacob, what's the answer to the question? 44. 44, that's incorrect. Awesome, thank you, Jacob. Okay, and we have... Coming off or just scoot back? The chair.
Am I good to go? Is it on? Test. All right, if you'll find your seats. What we all have been working towards, our awards ceremony, will be starting shortly. Does that sound okay? Absolutely, I will start. I think I have that in my script. I get the fun job of giving out our awards for today's competition. Before we start that, my name is Kathy Pondy, and I'm the Director of the Student Programs and Community Relations for the Arizona Council on Economic Education. And I just have to tell you how proud I am of you students and you teachers for how much work it takes. I was a teacher myself. This is a commitment on all of your parts. And you guys have not just been working for a few days on these competitions. So you should give yourselves a round of applause right now. I sincerely, on behalf of ACE, thank you guys for the time and the effort and all of the learning and dedication to today's competitions. So as you know, we had several different components and competitions in the Mayor's Challenge, and we're going to be giving out a lot of awards. And for those of you that perhaps didn't place where you want to, you to go home feeling proud of yourself, because look around you and look at what students aren't here. You're here and you did this, so congratulations to all of you. We want to thank our volunteers and our judges. If you were a judge today, would you please stand up? If you were a volunteer and not a judge in any other capacity, please stand up. After today, check out our website. You'll see photos of yourself. We're going to be posting a lot of the photos from today, and you can share with your family and friends. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to start, I have to put my glasses on. We are going to start with the economics critical thinking. So this is a competition with a high school division that you guys presented today. So we would first like to announce our Judges' Choice Award. So you may or may not know that for the judging teams judged multiple numbers of presentations, and each judging group had a judge's choice. So if I call your school and team name, for this recognition, we were going to have you just stand up where you're at and we'll recognize you. So for the Judge's Choice Award, the first Judge's Choice Award, these are in no particular order, they're just the number of judging groups. From Mountain Ridge High School, Girl Boss Gas Light Gatekeepers. Congratulations. Our next Judge's Choice Award in the Economics Critical Thinking from Hamilton High School, Cracked. Fantastic. Our next Judges Award from another judging group from Basis Scottsdale, Knights of Tanstaffel. Mr. Johnson will represent. Yes, yes. Fantastic. And then the last Judges Group Awards in the Economics Critical Thinking from Basis Chandler, Desert Willow. I would now like to ask any of the critical thinking judges that were with us today to come up on the stage and help us to award the students their awards. You guys can give them a round of applause. They might look familiar to you. My colleague helping on the stage is Miss Monica Martinez, and she is going to assist us to get your awards handed out to you. So students, when I if you are a team awarded and we call your name, come on up and come across the line. Monica will help you know which direction to go. And once you have what we're presenting to you, please stand in front of the stage, on the front part, not in front, on the front part. And we'd like to take a photo of you before you exit the stage. Once that photo is taken, then we ask that you go ahead and exit the stage, and you are welcome to take a quick photo in front of the backdrop. But just be aware that we're going to have lots of teams flowing on and off the stage. Okay? Are we ready, Monica? Are we ready, judges? All right, so in third place for the critical thinking competition, congratulations to University High School Rock Hopper Penguins. All right, students. We also have a fun little photo banner that will stay on the stage, but we'll ask the students to hold it so that in their photos, when they look back on it, they'll see what this was for. So students, you'll hold that banner, and then after your photo, you can just lay the banner in front of you. So congratulations, Rock Hopper Penguins. And judges, please stay on the stage to help us. And students, you'll exit this direction. This direction, thank you. In second place for the Economics Critical Thinking Competition, from Mountain Ridge High School, Girl Boss Gaslight Gatekeepers. A bump on that stage. For many of these schools, it is their first time competing, and I hope you will be returners. So congratulations. And go ahead and put those medals on for this photo, and we'll get a nice photo opportunity with your team. Girl Boss Gaslight Gatekeepers from Mountain Ridge High School. I'm, of course, very curious about some of your team names. I love them. All right, thank you very much. This way, right behind me. All right, and now for our first place team in the Economics Critical Thinking, congratulations goes to Basis Scottsdale Knights of 10th Staffel. Mr. Johnson, if you'd like to collect their awards and take them, I'm sorry, Debbie, I'm messing up your PowerPoint. I move my hands when I talk, as you all can see. So Mr. Johnson is their advisor. They came and, showed up, competed, and... Sorry. Can we freeze the LCD? Yeah. Fantastic. No, I'll just stay over here. Oh, congratulations, Basis Scottsdale, and congratulations to all of the Economics Critical Thinking competitors. Judges, thank you very much for your time. Our next competition that we're going to be awarding our awards in is the Personal Finance Case Study. So we'll start with the judges' choices. And in the Personal Finance Case Study, we had middle schoolers competing as well. So that would be 6th through 8th grade, as well as high school teams. So our judges' choice winners, when I call your name, if you'll please stand so we can celebrate you, that would be fantastic. So the first judges' choice team to recognize is from Mountain Sky Middle School, Mountain Sky 1. Okay. The next Judge's Choice winner is from Orange Grove, Prosperity Finance. Yay. Congratulations. Our next Judge's Choice winner is also from Orange Grove, National Wealth Services. And the last middle school team that was a Judge's Choice winner from Orange Grove, again, Flex Financial. The Judge's Choice winners for the high school teams, congratulations goes to Hamilton High School Intangible Assets. And the Judge's Choice, another Judge's Choice also goes to a team from Hamilton High School, AVP and Company. Then 2 more Judges' Choice. Judges' Choice goes to Mountain Ridge High School Girl Boss Gaslight Gatekeepers. And then the last Judge's Choice in this category goes to a team from EVIT, and it is Lone Stars. So students, your Judge's Choice, again, means that they selected you out of the teams that they judged as one of their outstanding teams, and you'll receive certificates from us. We are now going to announce the middle school personal finance case study winners. And yes, thank you so much. Personal finance judges, yes, please come join me up on the stage. If you were a personal finance case study judge, thank you so much. This event cannot happen without these judges. All the volunteers, of course, coming here to really celebrate and work with you guys. And they were so impressed. They came out of those competitions just telling us, man, we are so impressed with what students today are doing. So judges, thank you so much. All right, we're going to start with the middle school. We actually had a tie at first place, but I'm going to start with the second place team. So the second place team in the middle school division is Prosperity Finance. Come on up from Orange Grove. All right, they're second place winners, and we'll have them take a minute to take a photo. And teachers, once if you're an advisor of these teams, and when they're coming over to our backdrop, feel free to join them for a photo back here. It's a fantastic accomplishment. Orange Grove came up from Tucson, so we have teams coming from all over outside of the metro area. Congratulations. Now, for our middle school teams that tied, we're going to announce you one at a time. We didn't plan for a tie. We didn't buy 2 trophies, but we're going to make sure that both teams do get their trophies and medals. However, for today, when I announce the first team, come on up, put the medal on, hold your trophy, let's take a photo. Then we're going to borrow it back for a minute so that we can give that other first place team also the opportunity to have a photo. Does that work for everybody? So a tie, and these 2 teams were fantastic. So the first place team in the middle school division I will announce is from Orange Grove, and it is Flying Financial. Come on up. All right, yes, good job. Come on up. Fantastic, congratulations. Good job, you guys. It was worth your trip. So we'll take a photo op. Miss Martinez has a nice little banner for you to hold. Some teams had 3. Look at that, the power in 3. Fantastic. There you go. Thank you, Monica. Thank you, Miss Martinez. Okay. I love that. Take the mask off. Let's show our smiles. Thank you so much. If you'll leave your medal and your trophy, we promise we'll make sure that we get a second set. Okay. Any guesses on our tie? So for our team that tied for first place with Flying Financial is from Orange Grove, Flex Financial. Yay! I like this job. It's fun. Fantastic. I'm so glad that I think this is Orange Grove's first year and glad that they joined us. Middle schoolers, next year we hope to see you back for the high school divisions. Congratulations. Congratulations to all the middle school teams in the personal finance case study. Judges will stay on stage. Yes, they could take that, and then we'll make sure to get that. Yep. And judges, we're going to announce the high school ones. So in the high school, we are going to start with the third place personal finance case study winner. In third place, Hamilton High School Intangible Assets. Congratulations. While we're taking a photo, teachers, please remember to have your students complete that participation survey. That is going to be our follow-up for getting you your additional awards that we all know are coming your way. Make sure you complete that student survey so that we have information to get those additional awards to you. And teachers, we ask you for your feedback on the teacher survey. Congratulations. You guys want to come on over here? You want to, gentlemen, intangible assets, if you'll come for the photo over here in the backdrop. Fantastic. So you can just walk right off the stage behind me. In second place in the high school personal finance case study competition, it was very tight. All of these, the winners are based on, of course, the scores from the judges, and they're a very tight competition. In second place, from EVIT, Lone Stars. EVIT is East Valley Institute of Technology, and congratulations. Anybody that is live streaming, give some social media shout outs to these students. I'm glad that you're joining us and viewing us outside of our live venue here. All right. Second place, Lone Stars from EVIT. Congratulations. All right, you guys want to exit behind me for another photo over here, the backdrop? Okay, and our first place team in the high school case study competition, again, such tight competition, from EVIT Benny's Club. All right. Congratulations. You guys have to go back to school on Monday, make sure they all know that you earned these great accomplishments. Congratulations to Benny's Club from EVIT. All right, congratulations. Let's give all of the personal finance case study winners a round of applause. Fantastic. Thank you, judges, for coming here today to spend time judging our teams. They're so excited. This is a great win for them. Fantastic. Our next competition, we're going to award the first and second place for our challenges. And those of you that participated in the Econ Challenge and Personal Finance Challenge, you know that the first phase was a test online. And we had hundreds and hundreds of students take those first round of competition. And then the teams you saw today up on the stage in those quiz bowls, the Econ Economics quiz bowls and the Personal Finance, they qualified to be here in those quiz bowls by being the top scoring teams in those online competitions. So I hope you enjoyed those the nail-biting quiz bowl, and I'm so glad Debbie does that part because that's really stressful. So congratulations to all of you that participated in that first round of online testing, and especially to those of you that qualified to come today to participate in the quiz bowl. So we're going to recognize the first in the Econ Challenge, and make sure I get my notes correct. Yes, and as we recognize these individuals, we'd like to have our help of our ACEE board members to have the privilege of recognizing them. So if you are on the ACEE board, we have a good number of them that have dedicated themselves. We couldn't do what we do without our board members. So board members, please come up on the stage. Thank you so much. Elena Z is our CEO and president and runs the board. Julie Jakubik and Debbie Henney are fantastic, loyal board members. Anybody else? So in the Economic Challenge Milton Friedman Middle School Division, our second place team was Acorn 8th grade tag. Congratulations, Acorn. Come on up. So for the Econ Challenge, and you guys got the pleasure of seeing that competition. This is Acorn's first time participating in Mayor's Challenge, correct? And they came from Prescott Valley, so we're really happy that they are here today with us. All right. Congratulations to Acorn Montessori 8th grade tag. Fantastic. And our first place winners in the Milton Friedman Economic Challenge Division is Mountain Sky 4. And unfortunately, you guys got to see them. If you were here for that quiz bowl, you got to see them. They were on that end of the stage. Their bus said they had to leave by 1:15 to get back to school. So we will want to say congratulations to them if they're watching us on our live stream, and we look forward to seeing them compete in the high school division next year. So congratulations to Mountain Sky 4. Now, the Econ Challenge for the David Ricardo, we're recognizing the students that won the first and second place in that. So we're going to get to our state champions in a minute, but these were the first and second place in the Econ Challenge David Ricardo division. And in second place was Basis Mesa 3. Congratulations. That was a tight quiz bowl there with kind of a nail biter. Congratulations. Congratulations, students, and you can exit to this direction. And our first place team in the Econ Challenge David Ricardo division is Cracked from Hamilton High School. Fantastic. Congratulations, students. Some of our participants in the high school divisions were here with us last year, and so you can encourage your teachers every year to have them register you for this competition and come back and compete again. Congratulations. Congratulations to Hamilton, Team Cracked. And in our Adam Smith division of the Economics Challenge, determined by that quiz bowl that was so exciting to watch, the second place team from University High School, Rock Hopper Penguins. I think you guys planned your color coordination. Blue, you want to look like a business person. Fantastic. Congratulations. Congratulations to you guys. And our first place team in the Adam Smith division for the Economics Challenge, Basis Mesa 1. Come on up on stage. Congratulations. I'm trying to find my notes here. Our last for the challenges, the Personal Finance Challenge. And in our middle school division, I have to have Debbie help me out because my notes are over there, Debbie. Our second place winner was Emerson Middle School, correct? Come on up. Congratulations. We're so proud of you. We are so proud of you. Thank you so much. Congratulations, our second place winners. This is Emerson's first time in the. This is Emerson's first time participating in the Mayor's Challenge, and we know that they're going to be back. So, congratulations to Emerson for their second place win in the Personal Finance Middle School Challenge. And congratulations, you guys. And again, we look forward to having you guys compete with us in the future. You can walk this way for a photo at the backdrop. Congratulations. Congratulations. Our first place team in the middle school division for the Personal Finance Challenge was Basis Scottsdale. Are they still with us? Come on up. Congratulations. Fantastic. And I enjoyed watching that quiz bowl so much to see your knowledge of personal finance. All right, hold that proud. That trophy is going to be displayed proudly at your school, I'm sure. Fantastic. And the last quiz bowl competition to recognize, Personal Finance Challenge, is the high school Personal Finance Challenge. And in second place for the Personal Finance Challenge is EVIT Lone Stars. Come on up. Woo! We're doing good with awards? All right, so we're going to have our big award, our last, and 2 awards left. Second place. Wait. Did I just mess it up? Yeah, second place for Personal Finance Challenge High School, EVIT, yep. Second place, Personal Finance Challenge, you got it. And, we'll give him a minute here. We got some medals. There's a lot of medals to award up here. So with so many talented students to recognize, we're very thrilled. I love the clanging now. It's worth it. I'm so happy that you guys were here competing. So congratulations. Congratulations. And Evit, I know some of you are not seniors. We hope to see you back next year competing again. Oh, we'll get it straight. And in first place for the Personal Finance Challenge, determined by the Quiz Bowl, Hamilton High School Intangible Assets. Congratulations. Okay. So, before we get to the last few awards, please just give all the competitors a round of applause. You genuinely should be proud of all of your time and studying and efforts you've put into this. So most of you may know that this competition is a qualifying event for a national competition. So the Personal Finance Challenge, the Arizona Personal Finance Challenge, the state champion winner that we're going to recognize in the high school division qualifies to go to the national competition that happens later in May. Very similar. They have case study, quiz bowl, test. So we're very, very proud of that team, but all of you. And the same thing for the economics challenge. The state winners in the two divisions, David Ricardo and Adam Smith, that are recognized as state champions will be qualified to go to the national competition that happens in late May. These teams were determined by combined scores. The highest combined score in the challenge, which is the testing portion, and the presentation portion. So for the personal finance, we'll start with that. The high school state champion is the team with the highest combined score in their personal finance challenge and their personal finance case study. So ACEE is very excited and proud to recognize the Arizonas, and we'll show the banner here that they're going to receive. And this is a banner that we want to give to you guys to take back and share with your schools and display proudly. Thank you, Teresa. So the Arizona state champion in the personal finance case study from EVIT Lone Stars. So congratulations. I will work with your teacher to get you registered for that national event. Make sure you're filling out your QR code surveys so we can get your other awards that are coming your way. Congratulations to the Lone Star team. Congratulations. Woo. I will tell you guys that I told you at the beginning that I love this part. I do. I love recognizing students, but the scores were so tight. I mean, really, really such great competition between the testing scores and your presentation scores, so you all should be very, very proud of yourselves. The next Arizona State champion that we're going to recognize is the David Ricardo division for the Arizona Economics Challenge. So again, this team has the highest combined score in the presentation, the Econ Critical Thinking, and the online Econ Challenge test, and is our Arizona State champion and has qualified for the national competition. Congratulations to the team from Hamilton, Cracked! Congratulations. Fantastic. Congratulations, you guys, and best of luck at the national competition. I will work with your teacher to get you guys all registered and prepared for that. And then our last award of the day, but in no way, the least, is our Arizona State champion in the Adam Smith division, who also has qualified for the national competition and will be going to compete in that. And outstanding congratulations in the Adam Smith division of the Economics Challenge to Basis Mesa 1. You guys, thank you so much, and you're welcome to come take photos of the backdrop. We'll be here to just talk to any of you that want to take other photos or have any questions for us. Please make sure you give us your feedback on those surveys and let the students make sure we have your contact information. And congratulations to all of our participants in this year's Mayor's Challenge, and thank you to all of our volunteers and judges. This concludes our program. It's like